Hey you guys, and welcome back to Swift Splits. I'm Lindsay, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the different types of runs throughout your training week. So there's 3 general runs that I like to talk about when it comes to training, and those are workouts, long runs, and recovery runs. So we'll start with workouts. Workouts are going to be your hard days of the week. If you're doing a 4-day training week, then you'll probably have 1. If you're doing 5, you may be able to do 2 or incorporate 1 into your long run. And if you're doing 6 or 7, it's a little more practical to talk about doing 2 workouts a week. So a workout is something where you're really stressing your body and challenging it, potentially running somewhere between tempo pace and race pace most of the time. So I'll talk a little bit about the different styles of workouts. One is going to be a tempo run, and that's going to be about 30 seconds slower than your race pace. So depending on where your current race fitness is and where your goal race fitness is, you definitely want to find a zone in between there where you're challenging your body and getting that heart rate between 160 and 190. I like to call tempo runs comfortably uncomfortable. So you're challenging your body and you're running pretty hard, but when you get done, you also feel like you could maybe do another mile if you had to. So that's going to be a tempo run. Another type of workout is called a fartlek. And that is going to be a run where you're adjusting your paces between fast and recovery. So during a fartlek, you may be running anywhere from tempo pace, even faster than race pace, depending how long the intervals are during the fartlek. And then you're going to also have times where you're running recovery pace or even just a tad slower. So a fartlek can be anything from 1 minute hard and 1 minute easy, and doing that over and over and over during a run, or adjusting it where you've got some longer intervals, like maybe 5 minutes hard and 2 minutes easy over and over, or you can even mix it up and do like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 type of fartlek. So I'll talk a little bit more in the future about specific different types of tempo runs and fartleks you can use, but in general, those are going to be some of the really good workouts, especially if you're training for a longer distance race like a half marathon or a marathon. Another type of workout is going to be a hill workout. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make with hills is that they just find one short, steep hill, they run up and then they jog down, they run up and then they jog down over and over and over. And a lot of times it's just not hard enough to really get a good benefit out of it. So one of the things that I like to have my athletes do is called an up-tempo over hills run. And that's where you go on a normal length run, and the first mile may be a warm-up mile, and then that middle portion of the run, they want to find a nice hilly route where they're surging hard up the hill all the way through about 20 to 25 meters past the top. And then the rest of the run in between those hills is going to be more normal pace or recovery pace. So you're really challenging yourself hard up the hill, but you're continuing to run at a pretty steady pace after and not stopping or slow jogging. So I think that's super beneficial because you're challenging your legs over the hills, but you're also keeping that heart rate nice and high and getting a true workout in. The last type of workout is an interval workout. So that's going to be maybe on a track, or if you have a specific distance loop measured out that you can use, that's going to be that type of workout. So maybe you're doing 800 meter repeats or 1000 meter repeats, something like that. An interval workout is where you are doing a repeat distance, and you can also do that as a ladder. It doesn't have to be the same thing over and over and over. Some intervals you may take recovery in between, and that may be half of the interval amount, like time amount, or that could even be full recovery where however long it took you to run that interval, you are also taking that equal amount of rest. So the biggest part about determining your intervals is the longer your race distance is, the longer you should try and make those intervals. Now, of course, you can always work in some shorter ones and get some leg speed incorporated, but the longer intervals are going to be beneficial if you're training for a longer race. So again, that recovery time depends on what pace you're running those intervals, whether they're at tempo pace or they're at goal race pace, or they're even faster. The next type of run I want to talk about is long run. So the long run, I believe, is probably the most important run of the week. It's one where you gain a lot of fitness. So if you're training for something like a half marathon or a marathon, those long runs are really, really important because they're going to be at least a fourth of your weekly mileage, if not more for some people that are only running 4 days a week. That may be half of your weekly mileage. So long runs are really important. If you're not able to get as many workouts in during the week as you'd like, you can always incorporate a workout into your long run. I think Tempo runs and fartleks are probably the easiest ones to incorporate into your long run. That way you're still sustaining your running and you're not taking true resting breaks, but you're also really challenging your body, elevating your heart rate, and getting a good workout in. The last type of run I'm going to talk about is recovery runs. So now that we've talked about workouts and long runs, recovery is everything in between. So in between your workouts, in between your long runs, you want to have some recovery days and some recovery runs. So recovery pace is normally going to be anywhere that keeps your heart rate in between 120 and 160. So if you're able to monitor your heart rate, that can be super helpful. It's normally going to be 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes slower than your race pace, somewhere in that range. And again, utilizing that heart rate feature can be really beneficial to make sure you are truly recovering. Recovery days are really important because they help loosen up your legs, especially if there's some soreness left over from your workout or your long run. And they also just help elevate your heart rate a little bit in between those workouts and long runs to help you maintain and gain a little bit more fitness. So recovery runs are really, really good for avoiding injury, because if you're just doing workouts or long runs all the time, your body's not getting a chance to really loosen up and recover from that. So that recovery run is an opportunity to get all of that stuff kind of flush out of your legs, get that heaviness out, and let your body not have so much stress on it. Now, for some people that maybe can't run too many days a week, or you are injury prone, you may work in some cross training as an alternative for recovery. But if you're stressing your body too much, that's when things like tendonitis and stress fractures pop up and can really put a wrench in your training block, if not completely ruin it and make it where you can't get to race day. So again, those 3 types of runs are going to be workouts, long runs, and recoveries. If you have any questions about those, feel free to drop a comment below, or check out my page, swiftsplits.com, where I offer individualized training plans. And that's a place where I will actually set your goal paces and your recovery paces and just help you understand a little bit more about each specific run and the importance of it, as well as give you encouragement. So you can check me out there. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you'll be the first one to know when new videos are coming out. And hopefully soon I'll be talking a little bit more in depth about different styles of workouts specifically, so we can get a little bit deeper into what a tempo run is, what a fartlek is, what a hill workout is, and what different types of interval workouts are. So be sure to stay tuned, hit that subscribe button. But hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit warmer weather. Spring is just around the corner, so good luck with your spring training, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.